Wow, that was that was an incredible performance by all the teams. I said going into this championship that this would be the closest and most contended championship that I had ever coached in, and I just felt like the quality of the teams, that it was going to come down to the very end. I couldn't be more proud of our athletes. We really had a great night. I thought that we rocked on the first two events. We had, an extreme team performance. There's a lot of things that you think about, but as it was coming down to the end, and I knew that Keitra Hunter was going up on floor, and Ashley Priess was going on the balance beam, and I knew it came down to that routine. This is the young woman that sat in the stands last year with 2 busted ankles that wasn't on the floor with us, one of our best team members, best gymnast we've ever had, and she was sitting in the stands. And it was humbling for her because we won the championship without her. And then to have her step in this year and lead with Geralen, I couldn't be more proud of that moment. I thought last year was great, but for a lot of different reasons, this year is even better.
All right, we'll open it up to questions.
Ashley, is that what you call a happy ending?
There are really no words to describe that feeling, but a happy ending is probably the best way we can. And before Geralen and I went on beam, it was just totally a God moment, and we both just prayed together and just turned it over to God that He would take care of those routines if it was meant to be. It was just an incredible feeling.
Ashley, I know concentration being what it is, you probably didn't want to pay much attention to what Keitra was doing on floor, but from the reaction of the crowd, was it even in the back of your mind that I have to really kind of stick this?
No, there really was nothing in my mind that thought about, I have to stick this or I really need a good score. Championships always come down to the last routine, and no matter if it was a close meet or not a close meet, I knew I had to do my job, and I knew that I was capable of doing it to the best of my ability. And the only thing that was going through my mind was just to be calm, cool, and collective and just do my job.
Coach, did you guys know how close it was? I mean, you said you were watching Ashley at the end and then Florida on their last routine, but I mean,
I didn't. I knew that. I knew where we were going into the event. I knew what they were capable of on floor, and I could see a couple of scores, but I was more in tune with what our athletes were doing on balance beam. And it wasn't until the very end that I realized that our scores had matched up with theirs pretty well, and it was going to come down to that last routine. And deja vu, last year we ended on floor exercise. UCLA ended on balance beam, and it went our way. So I feel like the job these ladies did last night starting on balance beam, I thought was the hardest thing that we had to do, and to go 49.6, that prepared us for the pressure that we were going to have tonight.
Sarah, when you look back over the last 5-6 years of the program, there were a couple of years with maybe a little lean by y'all standards. Did you get the sense this was going to happen, that you were going to get this back at one point, win 2 in a row like that?
I just, each year our goal is always to be on the floor with the last night with a chance to win a championship. And out of our 30 years at the championship, we've been out of the top 6 twice. So I feel like we've done a pretty good job of always being there and putting ourselves in position. But I think you have to have a lot of things go your way. It was a strategic move for us this year. Ashley Priess was only in the all-around 5-6 times up until championship season. We didn't use her all the time. We moved people around. I had people say, why is your lineup this way? Why are you not using all these people? Well, our goal was to have depth, so if we needed it in the end, this is the deepest team as we have ever had.
How does it feel to win as many national championships as Bear Bryant won?
I remember the first one back in 1988 vividly, and I was asked that on camera, just kind of the comparison. And, the way I look at it is I just feel like the gymnastics program is a small part of the rich history and tradition of the University of Alabama, and I could not be more proud to be a part of it.
for Geralen and Ashley, what does that mean to you guys to be be such a strong part of Alabama history now?
For me, it's such an honor. You know, I was so excited to come to this school, and it's a home away from home, and it's a family here, and we all care about one another, and it's just icing on the cake.
You know, earlier today before the competition, we all we kind of had an assignment from the coaches to write down why we loved being an Alabama gymnast, and pretty much every single person answered that it was about the tradition, and it was about how we're all a family and that we all have each other's backs through good times and bad. And I think that came out tonight, the way that we love each other and, you know, truly care about each other, and I think it brings out the best in us all.
Any other questions?
Seems like each one of your championships has a story to go with it. What will be the story to go with this one?
You know, I think the fact that the story will be that Ashley came back this year, and she used the hurt and the frustration to fuel herself and this team, and to see how far Geralen's come in the course of her 4 years. You know, those kind of things mean the world to me. And in each of their notes, most of them wrote down how they love our alumni. And there was a lot of them up in the stands tonight that came back to join us for this championship. And it goes back a long way, but it's what our program is about.
At what point in this season do you think was there a moment that you said, you know, this team can do something really special?
You know, I thought this team was special from the beginning, but I think when we had that home meet against Florida, and we took that meet because I think they are the most talented team in the country, and they have been for the last 3 or 4 years. And when we were able to do that, I think that set the tone for us. And then to go undefeated in an SEC season, that's just hard to do. And someone told me it was back in the early 90s before we had accomplished that before. So the SEC, our competitors in the conference, they prepared us for this moment because each of our competitions is like this.
For Geralen and Ashley, both of these seniors leaving, you graduating from Alabama with another national championship, just as seniors, like how does it make it even more special?
I can't even explain to you how special it is. It still is so surreal, just like it was last year. I mean, we were screaming and we were just like, do we do it? We don't know. But it was just a great moment for everybody to know that we put everything out on the floor and that we have no regrets. And it's just an amazing feeling to have won another national championship.
I know for me, I immediately had deja vu back to Geralen and I's first meet as a freshman was Alabama versus Auburn, and it came down to beam. And Jer and I were 5th and 6th in the lineup, and we had a fall, and we had to hit. And I think we won by .025 that year. And so right after we finished beam tonight, you know, that same thing happened at Auburn. You know, right before the two of us went, we just kind of said a little prayer and made a pact that we were going to do this. And we did the same thing tonight, and it was just, that for me just shows what, you know, a dynamic duo Jer and I have been, and the incredible friendship that has grown over 4 years for it to all pay off tonight is just indescribable. Indescribable.
What about the pressure to hit on bars?
I'm sorry, the pressure? Wait, what do you mean?
You know, you had to overcome a low score.
You know, bars wasn't our best event tonight, but we still did a great job, and we never settled for less than our best. And I think even with less than perfect routines, we continue to fight, and we continue to, you know, work for every single tenth that we could possibly get. And we didn't let that get us down. Every person kept an incredible attitude and just kept uplifting each other. And we were really fired up going into beam. Nothing could hold us back.
Jared, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were a little upset about our performance on bars. I mean, it was still over 49, but we knew that going into beam that we are a great beam team, and we just wanted to go up there and do each routine and hit it like we knew how, and we just had the utmost faith in ourselves and one another.
It's a rich tradition at Alabama for gymnastics, 6 national championships now, but never back-to-back. How cool is it to be part of that first team?
It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing. I just think our team is so special, and every single person brings so many incredible attributes to the team. And I think all year we've been saying we just felt like such a special, unique team, and to see it all pay off like that tonight is just crazy. It's incredible.
Sarah, I guess it kind of set up like in a way how confident were you knowing that the dynamic of those two events?
Well, I know that they're one of the best floor teams in the country, but I truly felt like that performance last night, I thought that's the way we practice. I mean, we have inter squads like that, and I thought we were prepared. I wasn't easy on the ladies this week. I put them in some tough situations as we were preparing for nationals, and I didn't accept anything less than doing their best. So I really feel like we were prepared, and it was going to come down to the end.
Who were some of the other individuals that ought to be recognized for their performances too?
Oh my gosh, I thought Ashley Sledge's bar routine was great, and she just had that little movement of her foot on her dismount, but her handstands were amazing. I thought, we needed that big score on floor by Marissa Gutierrez. That was huge for us. Jer's score on floor was huge for us. Kim Jacob in that lead-off position on balance beam. That's one of the best. That is one of our best balance beam routines. She does it week in and week out. But to set the tone for us on that, I thought that was probably pretty marquee. And then Kim to come up after Sarah kind of missed on bars a little bit and went 9.5, 7.5. For Kim to step in and nail that dismount, I think was huge.
How about how solid did you guys go across the board on vault, especially after UCLA had put together 49.5, I think, with a perfect 10. You guys, I think, had 5 of the 6 score 9.9 or better.
Kayla Williams did a great job of leading us off, and she just nailed the first vault, and I think that set us off with a 9.9. And then, you just want to build on that. And we've been in a couple of situations this year where, we haven't started off that way, and we've had a couple of stuck vaults, but I thought the momentum just built for us. And this one here is as hard on herself as anybody, and she didn't stick her vault last night. And then I wouldn't trade in the world because that vault helped us win tonight.
Coach, what does it mean to you to win back-to-back national championships?
I think that's it's pretty amazing, and I think now I have even more respect for Suzanne Jacqueline, former coach at the University of Georgia, who won 5, because I think it's a lot harder the second time, because I think there were times when I felt like the ladies were complacent, and I had to give them a little kick, and they responded each time. But I do think that's, one of the quotes was, are you satisfied or are you hungry? I mean, because you can't be one or the, it's just, you got to pick one. And I think we used that several times. For me to share this with our team and our staff, and, obviously my husband and I have worked together our entire career, and, he does an amazing job in terms of, keeping things together and going and planning, and we help each other in a lot of different ways.
Actually, can I ask one more about the final routine? You said earlier you didn't feel like you had a score in mind that you had to get a particular score or stick it, but Sarah had a little bit. She had watched, knew that these floor and your beam was scored kind of close. So did you when you're out there on the floor, did you keep anything like that in your mind? Did you know that it could be that close at the end?
I think it was in my mind that it could be that close, but as soon as that thought about scores gets in my head, I immediately kind of try to shut it out and say, nope, stop thinking about that. That's not important. I can't control them. I can't control what Florida's going to do on floor. All I can control is what I'm going to do on beam. And so that was the only thing in my thought process.
Ashley, as you look back over your whole coaching career, obviously last year was a highlight, but what's going to stand out to you from all of you?
Oh, gosh. I mean, this right here is going to be a standout moment for me. Like Sarah said, sitting in the stands last year at Nationals was a really difficult, bittersweet, yet humbling experience for me. And so this whole year has really just been a miracle and a blessing in so many ways to be healthy and be able to compete week in and week out. And I think what I've learned through this year is going to be a huge experience for me to, look back on in the years to come, and the people that were involved with it, my teammates and our senior class with Jer and Rachel, they've just been so helpful and so encouraging throughout the process, and the coaches and our strength coach Travis and the doctors and everybody involved. It's just been it's been a family experience, and these are people that, I'm going to keep in touch with for the rest of my life, and I think the relationships that I've built throughout the past 4 years are what are going to be the biggest difference maker and memorable experience.
Were you picturing this moment a year ago?
No, not in any way.
All right, well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.